There is a weapon that is banned all over the world. Not because it is difficult to create, not because it is too expensive, but because if it is used, the consequences will be such that there will be no point in talking about victory or defeat. Because there might be no one left. And the worst thing is that this weapon has not disappeared. It still exists, right now. Imagine, you are standing on a field. It is quiet. Nothing is happening. No sounds of gunshots, no explosions, just an ordinary day. And then, fog appears. Slowly creeps across the ground as if there is nothing dangerous in it. You don't even notice at first. You take a breath, and in that moment, everything changes. At first, a slight burning sensation, then more intense. Your eyes start to water, you can hardly see anything. Your throat constricts, as if someone has cut off the air. You try to breathe deeper, but you can't. Panic. You fall to your knees, clutching your neck, but it's too late. It's a chemical weapon. It doesn't explode, it makes no noise, it simply makes the air deadly. It was first used on a large scale during World War I, and thousands of people died without even realizing what was happening. They didn't see the enemy, they just breathed, and that was enough. Some survived, but with damaged lungs, with burns, with pain that stayed with them for the rest of their lives. After that, for the first time, the world was truly afraid of what we were creating ourselves. It became clear there are weapons that are too cruel even for war. And then countries began to agree on bans. But the problem is that people are always looking for new ways, and an even more terrifying idea appears. A weapon that you can't see at all. Imagine, an ordinary person. He looks normal. He walks down the street, talks, laughs. But inside him there is already something that can kill others. He coughs, and that's enough. He touches someone's hand and passes on an invisible threat. First one infected, then 2, then 10. And you don't even notice how it spirals out of control. It's a biological weapon. There are no explosions, no smoke, no warning, only viruses and bacteria that begin to spread on their own. And the worst thing is, you can't just run away, because you don't know where the danger is. It could be in anyone around you, on public transport, in a crowd, even among acquaintances. After a few days, the system begins to collapse. Hospitals are overwhelmed. People are afraid to leave their homes. Everything slows down, and then stops. And at some point, it becomes clear, this is no longer just an attack. This is a chain reaction that is almost impossible to stop. But even that is not the limit, because there is a weapon that leaves no time for fear, no time for understanding, just a moment, a flash, so bright that it seems the sun is right in front of you, and the next second, a shock wave destroys everything around. Buildings disappear, the ground trembles, the temperature is so high that metal melts, and everything living simply cannot withstand it. This is a nuclear weapon. In 1945, during the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the world saw for the first time what this truly meant. One moment, and an entire city is reduced to rubble. People disappear, leaving only silhouettes on the walls. Those further away survive, but are exposed to radiation that slowly destroys them from the inside. Disease, suffering, consequences that last for years. And then it became completely clear. If such weapons were used again, but on a larger scale, it could lead to a catastrophe for the entire planet. After that, treaties, restrictions, and bans began. Countries tried to reach an agreement because for the first time, the real threat of total annihilation appeared. Not an army, not a country, all of humanity. But here's the problem. Even after all the bans, after all the agreements, these weapons haven't disappeared. They're still in storage. They're still being developed. They're still under the control of people who can make decisions. And history shows that sometimes all it takes is one mistake, one conflict, one moment when someone decides to press the button, and then the consequences will be unstoppable. That's why these weapons are called prohibited, not because they can't be created, but because they can't be used, if you want there to be any peace left after this. And the most important question that remains isn't how dangerous they are. That's already clear. The question is, will humanity be able to never use them again? Or will one day it all happen again?